to an introduction to BattleMouth for ARMA 3. BattleMouth allows for the easy importation and removal of BattlEye filters for ARMA 3 server. The current method that was in use today is very similar and can be likened to the old days of DOS and Windows 3.1, where you installed and uninstalled applications. Anybody from that time period would know that sometimes it went over pretty easy. Other times it could blow up in your face and be a total nightmare. What I have done is to bring into the future, or modern times, the handling of BattlEye filters as Microsoft has done with the installation and removal of applications. So what you have now is seamless integration and removal of BattlEye filters that is foolproof, idiot-proof, takes mere seconds to do, and there's no headaches anymore involved in this. So to show you a couple of things to keep in mind, the BattlEye script filters are in a Unix format, and what that means is it adds a line feed or ASCII character 10 to the end of the line. The BattleMouth data files, however, are in a different format. They are in the standard Notepad format or PC format, which you can find in Notepad, Write, or WordPad text files, which adds a character turn and a line feed, ASCII 13 and 10, to the end of the file. Now, BattleMouth expects these file formats in this fashion. Now, the BattleMouth file format, data file format, is pretty simple and self-explanatory, and in other words, it makes sense. The very first line is name, filter name. Now, you can call this wherever you want to. For example, if you're doing one for ACE, for a stupid example, you could call this name : ace filters. You can call it dog poo poo if you want to. It doesn't matter. It's merely a cosmetic thing, and the actual version of the program .85 beta, it's not even used. So it does check for it, but you can call it where you want to. It does not matter. Then second line is as you can see here, file, and then that's the name of the BattlEye filter that's going to be modified. So for example, scripts.txt, for example, but it has to be the full thing, name.txt. Then the next entry is the line. In this case here, line 1, 2, 3. Now you put in line 1, item 2, line 3. Now, in case someone may be asking, can I do it this way? Technically speaking, yes, you can. The problem is that the verification, error checking, may bug out on you. It's not expecting the data to be in this format, and who knows what may happen. But I suspect you probably could do it, but the error checking would not be there, and you want the error checking. So make sure you keep the format like this, because it expects the data in this particular format, and error checks that, then error checks this, and error checks that, and so forth. Now, as far as the line numbers goes, you can see the correct method is like this: 1, 3, 5. In other words, sequential order. If you went in and did this line 5, 1, and 3, it ain't going to work. What's going to happen is it's going to go to line 5, and it's going to see that you have an item on line 5, it's going to add it in, then it's going to go down to line 1 in your data file. Well, the next line is line 6. It's never going to see a line 1, because line 1 is come and gone. It pulls in one line, everything prior to that does not exist anymore. It only works with the current line it's read in. It does not restart from the beginning. As I said, it goes in sequential order, so this would fail. It would not work. As a matter of fact, if you actually ran this, the only line that actually would get entered in would be line 5, because 1 and 3 have already come and gone. So make sure you do it in sequential order as shown here. Now, this is a dummy file, and it kind of shows you the format and what it would look like. You got your name at the top, Epoch Pro. The file that's going to be modified, scripts.txt, line 28 is the line that's going to actually be modified, and what's going on 28? I'm a fish. Line 35 is the next line to be modified there. What's going on it? I'm a dog. And so forth on down the line. Now, once you install a BattleMouth, you start here, you have your icon, you double click it. The first time you run it, this is what you'll see. Now, they'll show you a little minor bug so that you'll understand it and you'll realize it and what to do to correct it if it should happen. Is if you come up to this point, please select your folder, and if you just click OK and then you click cancel, you come right up to the menu. Now if you come to actions and say show current working path, there is none. You don't do this because it's going to write files to this directory which does not exist, and I said this is a minor bug. This is why it's beta. There's a couple of minor issues like that, so we'll exit back out and we'll come back in. Please select your folder. We're going to use this one up here on the desktop, so there it is right there, and we'll select OK. If we come back to actions, we say show current path. There it is right there. Now it's real simple. You see verify, add items, remove items, exit, and choose. Real simple. Now you never want to, you can uncheck to verify. It says the turning off is not recommended, and it's not, but you can. I don't like to be told what to do, so I give you the option of choosing. You do want to leave it on, I'll tell you that, and I'll show you why. If we go to verify only, which does just that, it just verifies the data files. We'll say verify. We'll pick this one here that says bad format, which it is, and we'll start with a good one. We'll click the dummy data first, and it shows 0 errors detected, no errors found, and for say there's the name in there, and it says using the file such and such, and you scroll across. It says files clean, it's good to go. It does nothing up here at the top, it's good to go. Now we'll come back to verify. We'll select bad format. Now we'll see something completely different. 14 errors detected, and it says using which file, it tells you, and it lists the errors right here. Now some of y'all may recognize what's going on. This line here, there's no exclamation point. This line here, there's no quotation mark on the end. Here there's no quotation mark in the beginning. This one no quotation mark on the end. I could go on through the things like this. This one has no quotation at the beginning, but if you notice here at the top we have edit. Now if I click edit, this actually opens up the file on Notepad right away for you, and if we bring this up, we can show in public variable file line the file public variable. There is file public variable CBA, and there it is right there. There is no exclamation point, so it does document what's going on. It allows you to bring this up to correct it whatever too at the same time. So we'll just close that out. Now we're going to add one in. We're going to add dummy data. Now this is the original file here, line 28. When you see it says set ammo, so that's the original line, and on line 28 we're going to add I am a fish. So what we're going to do, here's the actual folder. We're going to open this up with Notepad ++, and here's it at the end, and there's line 28 right there. So what we're going to do now is I'll minimize that. I'm going to leave this open. Now you notice there's only two folders in here, test data and original, and this time so we're going to, now this is where the end user comes into the point. So I got a new BattlEye filter set. I want to import it. You come to here, it says add file, add items, and this button now changes to add items. You select remove, it says remove. You can come up to reset and uncheck it, and it does that too. So we're going to say add, pick the file. In this case we're going to use the dummy data. Now it's backing up the data. Now as you know, at the top up here says backups. It's doing a pre-add or pre-import data backup. Is importing the data. It's now done. Now real quick, just to show you, in case people are curious, I'm sure you might, well, I'm afraid I may lose my original script files, which is filters, which is a valid concern. But if you click backups, now you know it's two folders in here, and the format's month, day, year, hour, minute, second. Same for pre-add, month, day, year, hour, minute, second. If we double click this one, there's all the files right there in the original format. You can see the date on the scripts 12/7. We go back to pre-add, scripts 12/7. Now some will say, well, hey, these are both the same things. Yes, they are. They're the identical data. Why do I do both? From someone who's been in IT for 30 plus years, you never can have enough backups. So this is what they're there for. You don't want them, you can delete them, but I back them up, so they're there. So if we go back, but now we look at scripts, we see the date has not been changed. Now if we go to the Notepad, whoops, That's been changed. Now remember, we changed line 28. There's the original file right there. On line 28 we're adding I'm a fish, and we come over here now, line 28. There it is, I am a fish. Now I want to show you something. Now we'll take, what was the other one? I am a dog on 35. We'll come down here to 35. There's line 35. We go all the way in, and there it is, I am a dog. Now just to show you something, we have another one I did not put up here, but I am. We'll go to test data. Now I'm going to remove those here in a second. So we see this line 13 in scripts. We'll go to the scripts file, line 13. There's line 13 right there, and we're going to remove that right there. You can see the line. This is it right here. It ends with AC. As you can see, it ends with AC. Now the reason I did line 13, so what we're going to do is now we're going to remove some data. So we got tired of that, we're going to remove it. But first, before we remove it, I'm going to do something else. I'm going to go back to add again. Now the program doesn't know if you added something or not. Yes, it could check, but I'm not going to do that. That's up to you. But we're going to go back and we're going to re-add I'm a fish file again. So we'll go back in here, we're going to back up the data. And it's going through importing it. And now it's done. Now if we bring this down and we go back, you can see on our backups, now there's another one in here. We go back to the thing, it's notepad says it's been updated. We go back again to line, what was that? Line 28. And see, there it is, it's doubled up. Now we want to remove this. So now we're going to go in and we're going to say remove. Remove items. Now we're going to remove dummy data. That's our fish thing. It's backing up the data again. Every time this program runs to make changes, it backs up the data every time. No ifs, ands, or buts on that. The data's been removed. We open up Notepad again. It's been changed. Now we had I'm a fish. We had it in there 2 times. As a matter of fact, if you remember, now if we go down to 28, you see it's completely gone. So we have now added and removed data properly with no problem. And if you go to the backups, you can see there is a pre-remove. This is where it actually removed it out. We go to scripts. So we'll come up in a notepad, which I did not want to do. So we'll just go back for right now. And we go back to here. Now, one thing to show you, we had the bad file. So we're going to say add items. And I'm going to say bad format. And I'm going to open it. Get rid of that there. And as you see, once we do, I want to let this finish here. What I want to do is start it up again, since the other program kind of jumped in the way there. We want to say add items. We want to select the bad format, and it's going to come up and say data errors detected in your data file. 14 errors detected. Do you wish to rectify the errors? Yes, fix. No, add anyway. If you say yes, it's going to exit out the program, and it's going to open Notepad and allow you to correct it. Now, what if we say add, and we say bad format, open, add anyway? It's going to go ahead and ignore and add the data in anyway, even though it is inaccurate. Now it's going through, it's adding all the data in there. If we go back down here, we see the script has now been modified. And what we put in here, line 4 for example. Line 4, Zony. Where is Zony? And since the line number is wrong, she did not even add it in, and that's the problem. That's why you always want to make sure you do the removal. But let's go in and I say, uh-oh, I screwed up. Let's remove it. So we can go back in, bad format, add it anyway. In this case, remove it. So as I go through, it's going to remove the data. Here again, it's also doing the backup as it did before. And data removal is now complete. So now it has been removed and purged from the file. Now to show you what happens is we uncheck this time and say add items. We come in, bad format, it just adds it. It does not tell you, does not check it, it just does it. And you do not, that's why you do not wish to uncheck that, because if there is a typo in your file, it's going to cause you problems. We'll go back and remove it now. Did not meant to do that. Remove and verify. Now it's removing the data. And we're going to be right back where we started from. So that's pretty much what happens to the program. It's pretty simplistic. There's no muss, no fuss. It works like a champ. Now one thing I didn't show in here, it does create a log file of everything that you do. It's not the prettiest or most elegant program, but it does show you everything that's done. So what I will do is, for simplicity's sake, we'll just delete the log file out. We'll actually do that right there. I should have done this first. We're going to start this up. Now we're going to add items. We're going to do the test removal this time. It's backing up, adding, importing, and done. And we'll exit out. Now if you come to your log file over here, there's all stuff. That's when I started it up. Started data import, it verified it, no errors detected, completed it, started the backup, doing the pre-import backup, done the data assembly, completed it, brought the data out, completed that, and then complete the data import and start. For example here, once we started at 10:44:29, we end at 10:24:44. Basically 15 seconds to import this. Now we come back and we say remove just to show you what it looks like. I did the test removal. Just like that. Now it's removing. Now just to let you know, if you have imported the word dog into the file and you go back and you tell it to remove cat, which cat does not exist, it's not going to give you an error message. It's just going to say done. So if it's there, it removes it. If it's not, it says it's done. It says it's done regardless either way. Now if we go to the BattleMouth log file now, there's the data file started. And here's where the program ended. Here's where we started back up right there. 10:24. Data verify, no errors detected. Data fire, pre-remove data removal process. So we started actually at 10:27 on that one as well. and we ended here at 10:46, so basically 30 seconds to remove, because it has to check everything. So yeah, so let me see, 15 seconds add, 30 seconds to remove. Not that bad. Now just to show you a real world example, over here, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to reset my data here. Open this up, it's going to say that. Now this is a genuine real life example of a BattlEye file that I wrote for a modification. And as you can see, there's quite a few things in here. I modified the public variables, scripts text. I come down here, I modify create vehicle, and attach to, set variable, and remove remote exec. Quite a few things. This is an actual real world example of this in process. So I'm going to come here and start it up, say add, Epoch Pro, open. Now it's backing up the data. Now like I said, this is a real world example of a real BattlEye filter importation. And we're importing the data, and it's now completed. That is it. I added all those items in just 15 seconds or so. And if you notice, we go date modified. You can see the attached to was modified. And now if we open up scripts text has been changed, we come back to Epoch mod down here, the attached to. We added these items right here to line 1, and sure enough, there they are right there. They've all been added in with no issue. Set variables text. I mean, we come in here, scripts line 62. Now in this case, just to show you, we told it to insert on line 62. Well, there is no line 62. So it stopped at line 45 is when it stopped. So the last line it entered in was this right here. Line 45, create marker. And you see there it is right there. So if the line does not exist, it does not add it to it. So that's what you need to make sure on. But this is a very simplistic way to do it. It adds to the line. The program works. Backup data files, just to show you, this will back up the files to the backup folder over here. It will create a folder like these right here. Show current work path, just says that. Change, set working path allows you to change it. Reset form, resets. If I if I uncheck that and then check remove, for example, and I say reset, resets everything back to default. It's pretty stupid. Help does nothing at this time. Help will pull up this video, as a matter of fact, what will happen, and then about will tell you a little bit about it. Verify will allow you just to verify the files alone, and of course exit does that, which we'll do, and it goes bye-bye. But if you have any questions or anything, you may contact me via the YouTube video or off the Armaholic site, either way, and I will get back in touch with you. Some of the future additions I am looking to import, pull into the program, is one of them that I'm really excited about, is to be able to, you run this on the server, and if a filter during your testing process for the modder here, if something gets flagged, it will automatically detect that. For example, if it flags in the scripts file, it will see the script log change, it will find out what actually changed, pull that out, format it properly, and then inject it back into the scripts text, and if I'm lucky, be able to tell it to load scripts on the console. In other words, you have an error, the program will fix it for you automatically. Okay, I test my mod, it failed. Okay, count the 3, 1, 2, 3, now test again, and it will automatically import the filters into there for you automatically. That's what I'm hoping for. At the most, I'll be able to do that. I don't know if I'll be able to tell it to load events, load scripts, command in the console. That's iffy. The rest of it is doable. But these are things I'm planning to add to it. If you can think of some other things, let me know. I'm always open to suggestions and recommendations. If you find an unusual bug, let me know too. But at any rate, I appreciate your time. I hope you enjoy this. It will should save you a lot of time and effort and aggravation. I know it will for me with my mod, for example. People don't have to spend 15-20 minutes importing my stuff. They do it right away. But again, if you have any questions, comments, complaints, aggravations, think it's a piece of crap, think it's best thing since sliced bread, whatever, I'd like to hear from you. Just let me know. And again, thank you for your time.